I believe that today in post-dramatic theater practice, the actor is more of a co-creator and has to think of himself or herself more as a co-creator of the performance than as an instrument of the director. This is something that's important. For me, this utopia of theater is a practice where there's a kind of equivalence between the different persons who do the theater, which is less hierarchical than others. So I believe that the actor should be somebody who is involved in the creative process of the theater. For example, René Polesch, the German who you know perhaps, he never starts with a finished text. He starts with fragments, which he finds, and then he asks his performers, do you find this interesting? So they think out together, and then they develop the text together. He remains an author, but the actors are involved in the production. Second point is, of course, the difference between actor and performer. The traditional actor is nearly exclusively concentrated on the process of impersonation, making a metamorphosis into another character. But the traditional or the actor had always have to dispose about two different qualities or genius or capabilities. One was this capacity to impersonate, the other one was it to communicate, what is often referred to as the aura. So I think that in post-dramatic theater you have much more contact with the audience very often. You have less, so to speak, there's less to hold on to in terms of a role. So it is your personal presence that comes to the fore. So you have to develop your self-assured presence in front of the other persons, and you can hide less behind the tricks and the capacities that you learn as an actor. For example, German director Laurent Chétoine, when he works with actors, most part of his work is that they unlearn. To unlearn, to go back to what is the textual material, to speak a text, to say a text without interpreting it, just giving it, becoming a medium. This is something that is very interesting for actors to learn, and then suddenly they become part of the whole process in a different way. And this does not mean that impersonating and identifying acting vanishes completely. You can see in these examples already that there's all kinds of mixtures. And I believe that these are two or three aspects of contemporary performing. But I think it is important today for all of us that we think of theater as a practice which tries to do something which we do not achieve in society in general, to create together. So I don't believe in a theater which makes strong political statements about the power, if the working structure of the theater itself is structured completely by power structures and so on. So the way theater is produced has to do much with its political impact and dimension. So this is especially important for the actor. And I think it is important to speak more about the performer than of the actor, because the performer includes somehow the acting. The actor is always, in my view, always tends to become a reductive concept. I don't mean to regulate the language, but that in our minds we should have this notion